This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Nothing to worry about. That's the word from Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley regarding the discontinuation of the sale of crude oil to Jamaica by Venezuela. He says it would have no effect on the availability of petroleum here. Dr. Wheatley told the Jamaica Observer yesterday that the last shipment of petroleum products Jamaica received from Venezuela was in May 2017. He explained that Jamaica has been buying petroleum products from Petrochin, Trinidad and Tobago, and crude oil from the Gulf area and countries like Ecuador. Wheatley was responding to contradictory reports coming out of Eastern Caribbean, suggesting that Venezuela may be discontinuing the sale of petroleum products under the Petro-Carib agreement within the region. Traffic lights at the Washington Boulevard-Malines Road intersection in St. Andrew will be temporarily taken out of operation today as part of a road improvement project. The National Works Agency says the traffic signals will be switched back on at 5 p.m. National Works Agency Manager of Communication and Customer Services, Stephen Shaw, says during this period, the traffic lights and control cabinet will be relocated as part of a project to widen the Washington Boulevard where it intersects Malines Road. He says the police will help with directing traffic management while the lights are out. Users of the east-west leg of Highway 2000 are to be spared an increase in the toll this year. Trans-Jamaican Highway, which operates the highway, says the company is in a position to forego a rate increase due next month, given certain factors. These include exchange rate, the Consumer Price Index, and other input variables specific to its operations. Windalco has stated that it will be able to meet another payroll despite uncertainties expressed late last month. There is a stay of U.S. sanctions against Windalco's parent company, Russian aluminum partner UC Rusal, but Windalco is struggling as international financial institutions shy away from doing business with it. The company had problems paying employees last month and had offered no plan to unions of how salaries would be paid this month. However, Vincent Morrison, president of the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, said during a meeting Wednesday he was assured that this month's salary would be paid. Prominent attorney Patrick Bailey was freed of charges on fraud this week by Parish Court Judge Tara Reid Carr in the Corporate Area Criminal Court. The attorney was, in 2016, accused of conspiracy to defraud a St. Catherine businessman, Strafford Dixon, of his property. Mr. Bailey was freed when a no-case submission was filed by his attorneys was upheld. He was represented by Queen's Counsel Garth McBean and Carolyn Reid, along with Pierre Rogers. Mr. McBean says his client feels vindicated. Bailey was initially accused of forgery and conspiracy to defraud in relation to the sale of a 20-acre property in St. Catherine. He was accused of selling the property without the permission of the owners. However, prosecutors had withdrawn the charge of forgery and indicated they had intended to proceed on the charge of conspiracy to defraud. Jamaican reggae star Capleton, who is facing a rape charge, is to return to the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on July 13. A second mentioned date was scheduled when the artist appeared in court on Thursday and had his bail extended. The 51-year-old, whose real name is Clifton Bailey, was arrested and charged on May 11. It was alleged that he had forced sexual intercourse with a female hairdresser who he had hired to groom his hair at a hotel in Kingston. In regional news, the Antigua government has announced that the country will hold a referendum on the Caribbean Court of Justice on November 26. Last month, the Gaston Brown-led administration revealed plans to hold a referendum by year-end on whether or not the island will adopt the Trinidad and Tobago-based CCJ as its final court. In announcing the date of the referendum, the government said an education program geared towards the process will most likely intensify following carnival celebrations. The PBCJ was established back in 2001 to replace the London-based Privy Council as the region's final court. But while many of the 15-member Caribbean community, CARICOM countries, are signatories to the court's original jurisdiction, only Barbados, Guyana, Belize, and Dominica are members of its appellate jurisdiction. In 2016, the government had hoped that the referendum would have been held by March 2017. However, opposition legislators and others then warned that citizens were not fully educated on the issue. In sports, Russia kicked off their World Cup in style yesterday, thumping Saudi Arabia 5-0 in front of an ecstatic crowd in Moscow after President Vladimir Putin officially opened the tournament. Here back home, we asked Jamaicans which teams they thought would lift the cup.
Nah, stop carrying Brazil in the brother. Nah, like 4 years ago, I sit down and watch Germany give me 7-1, you know. I'm sit down and cry. I'm tell you a real cry and a joke cry. I mean, nah, switch you think of Brazil, you think the same way. All when we lose, Brazil, you think the brother. So all of the Brazil supporters, you know, say Brazil, you think the right now.
Here we go on. First and foremost, France me a carry. You see it? You don't know. The reason why me a carry France, you don't know Zidane is the biggest baller. You don't know Zidane is my baller. And you don't know again, Griezmann, you don't know the thing go, a big baller, Benzema. We have a lot of baller upon France. And you don't know Real Madrid on my side, so I have to bring France. So what you say now? France are win World Cup. We have the easiest group. When whole Germany a simple step over. Brazil simple step over.
You don't know Brazil win lose or draw every year from me know myself. Brazil can't win. Germany a go. Germany in this. Brazil to the thing man. Top form. You see it? Don't know.
Germany, because I don't know Germany always be the best. You just notice how the young youth them always play. Them always do it man. I feel them thing man. I watch now and them and take it again. You see me? A Germany thing there man. A mad thing man. Look. See that Germany all the way. You see it? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm definitely going to carry Brazil because as a young person, I remember coming up and the style that Brazil brought in to bear on the whole football team, you know, brought a flair and a style that was unique, and ever since then I've been supporting them.
Danish Chandimal's unbeaten 100 defied a West Indies attack spearheaded by Shannon Gabriel as Sri Lanka were lifted by their captain to a first innings total of 253 on the opening day of the second match at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia yesterday. And that's the news. Do stay with us. The weather report is next. This is PBCJ's weather report. Thanks so much for staying with us. Let's start with our local currents. Let's take a look at what's happening in Kingston. In Kingston right now, temperature is just about 29 degrees Celsius with a forecast of a little bit of cloudy conditions, but it should be predominantly sunny throughout the day. This evening, we can look at a lower temperature, just about 25 degrees Celsius, and we're also seeing that the sun is set to go down at 6:33 p.m. Over there in Montego Bay, St. James, we're looking at temperatures between 24 and 31 degrees Celsius with a forecast of sunny skies with a little bit of cloudy conditions. We're seeing a forecast of cloudy conditions this evening as well, but it should be a cooler temperature, just about 10 degrees Celsius. In our forecast across the rest of the parishes, we're looking at temperatures between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius with sunny skies forecast for Black River, cloudy conditions elsewhere on the island. In our forecast for tomorrow, temperatures between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be predominantly warm and we should be expecting sunny skies, bright skies forecast for Kingston, and over there in St. Elizabeth, cloudy conditions elsewhere across the island. We could be getting some rainfall though in Negril. And further afield in the Caribbean, for those of us who are traveling to the various islands, temperatures between 29 and 34 degrees Celsius. Warm temperatures forecast for Mexico, but we could be getting some rainfall over there, and also in Bahamas and in the Antiguan country as well. We're looking at sunny skies forecast for Havana with some cloudy conditions as well. It should be really cloudy over there in St. George's, Grenada. And in our travel planner, for those of us who are looking to go over to the United States, on your screen you should be seeing Los Angeles, Miami, New York, and Atlanta. We're looking at rainfall forecast for Miami, sunny skies with some cloudy conditions for the rest of the areas. We're looking at a minimum temperature 15 degrees Celsius with a high 38 degrees Celsius for those areas. And that's it for the weather report. Thanks so much for once again making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.